In this section, we'll discuss the handling of fistulas. This is a small fistula. As you can see, it's been marked out for a nasal turnover flap, and there's a very large flap next to it. Small fistulae do not present a problem with oral side closure, as often there is enough palate side tissue to be able to cover the defect. Here we can see an animation of such a procedure. A very large flap is usually required next to the fistula, and then a turnover flap is elevated. Care is taken to base the turnover flap on the side opposite the large flap. This allows maximal separation of the nasal side closure from the oral side closure. This allows the large oral side flap to completely cover the fistula and completely overlap the nasal side of the closure. With a very large fistula, particularly the anterior ones, there is not enough local tissue present to allow the nasal side and the oral side to be closed just with local tissue. In this case, the preference is given for closing the nasal side of the fistula. The oral side is separated from the nasal side. Nasal turnover flaps are developed as they were in the previous video, and the oral side is closed. In this video, we will present 3 different ways to fill in the remaining oral side of the fistula: the FAM flap, the tongue flap, and the radial forearm flap.